Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe here, as always, with my co-host Aaron Coe.
Howdy.
Today is Thursday, September 23rd, and we have a lot to talk about Week 1 and Week 2 of the NFL, as well as the last 2 weeks of college football. We had ourselves a very fun trip, and we're very busy, so we couldn't record. So, before we hop into that, though, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe at AaronCo29, but let's just hop into it. Let's see.
Who the hell would get a fucking Coors Light when they could get a Deschutes
God damn
beer?
it. We were just talking about this right before we hit record.
I told you I was over it. I'm not over it.
Okay.
What the hell is wrong
Do you
with
want to
these
explain
people?
what is happening?
So the Portland State coach said basically he would buy a beer for anyone who showed up to their game. It's Portland State. Probably not a lot of people showing up. So he bought, what was it? How many? Like over 2,000 beers.
It was close to 4,000. It was over 3,000.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So pretty amazing thing. If I lived closer to Portland State, I would definitely go to that game.
Yeah.
But people got Coors Light when they could have got a local beer from Deschutes.
A good local beer.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah. I'm just not surprised. I guess I'm a little disappointed, but just not surprised.
I'm not surprised either.
Okay.
Now I'm over it. I just had to get that out.
Good. Clown of the week, Portland State students. All right. So week 1 of the NFL was entertaining. Started off with a bang. Buccaneers 31, Cowboys 29.
Better game than a lot of people expected.
Yeah. Just moving, I guess, just quickly through. The Eagles stomped the Falcons, which I guess is a little surprising. Really, the big surprise of the week, I would say, a couple surprises. Cardinals demolishing the Titans, and definitely
Feels really bad now.
Definitely the Saints smacking up on the Packers. Those were the very surprising ones. Monday Night Football was great too, 33-27. Raiders over Ravens in overtime. That was great.
Great game, man.
Win. Yeah. And then, of course, the game that we were at, Seahawks at Colts. 12 points doesn't look like a crazy amount, but it was really just utter demolition up until the fourth quarter, where the Seahawks just kind of let off the gas a little bit.
It felt very much like the second game, but with a very different ending.
With a very different ending.
They felt in control and dominant. I'm talking about the Colts game all the way through.
Yeah.
Fun game to attend.
Very fun game, yeah. It felt like they could just get whatever they wanted, and the offense was very, very creative. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's just old news at this point.
Yeah, it is. It was exciting. Like, it felt awesome. The offensive coordinator looked great. Yeah. And then.
Yeah.
Then we went to week 2.
Well, let's talk about Michigan, too. Michigan, we were there, so I would say we had a better viewing experience than most Husky fans that watch it on TV, because that would have just been completely miserable. At least we were at the big house, and it was kind of fun. The fans there were great. It was crazy. I mean, didn't seem like 108,000 people, to be completely honest, but it was. So yeah,
it's really interesting. A couple of notes on that. So I mean, Husky Stadium is still the best. They call it the greatest setting, and they're ramming that down our throats at every turn now. It's almost getting annoying. I almost want to say it's not the greatest setting, because they keep telling me it is. Anyway, Husky Stadium with the lake and the mountains and the city, and it's still I think it's still one of the best stadiums in the country.
Yes.
If you go to Michigan Stadium, the stadium itself it's huge, but it's not that impressive, and it doesn't look that big.
No, it's just one huge, massive lower bowl, and it's kind of hard to tell how many people are actually there when it's that many people in general. So you can't really differentiate between 70 and 100K just in a massive lower bowl.
And there's no question that if it's a big Huskies game and they're having a good season, and it's a big important part of the game, there's no question that Husky fans or Seahawks fans, either way, really bring it and are much louder than the people at Michigan Stadium, in part because of the way the stadium's constructed. However, Michigan fans get there, they're in their seats before the game starts. Most of them saw the freaking pregame show. They don't get up during the game very often. They don't walk in front of you, because they forgot to take a piss 5 minutes ago.
It was so much worse at the Colts game. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. I didn't even think about that part of it.
Right.
Like, not saying Colts fans are bad, but
yeah,
like it was just the fans at the Michigan game were so great.
they were into all the little whatever songs or cheers that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Those are freaking fans.
Yeah.
And we here in Seattle, we have some fans, but nothing like that. I was envious. I'm like, wow, why can't we be like these people for a couple hours a week?
I know, yeah. I don't know if it has to do with there being more shit to do in Seattle and
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Go to Detroit?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. There's more shit to do in Seattle, and there's even more shit to do like in Husky Stadium and around Husky Stadium before the game. You could go to U Village, you could go check out all the kind of cool shit. Michigan's a cool campus that has cool stuff in the stadium too.
Yeah.
But Huskies, and they have the zone. Like, there's a lot of stuff. But yeah.
So I was very impressed with that event. It was a great event to be at, despite the shitty score.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm crossed off the bucket list.
Yeah.
That one,
Yeah.
so
That's a sport bucket list, and seeing UW play there is just like I never would have thought I would have got to see that. I would have thought I would have seen some random ass team playing at Michigan.
Right.
So
and they didn't show up, but they did play there.
yeah. Yes. All right. Week 2. Okay. Let's talk about the next UW game too. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. The only thing that could have happened was a bitter disappointment.
Yes.
So there was not that.
Yes.
I went and I didn't even really want to be there because I'm still just pissed off.
Yeah.
It's just it's a game that shouldn't even be played. Mm-hmm. It was raining. I don't even want to fucking be here today.
Do you want to talk about the wristband situation?
Oh my god. Okay. First
Go
of all,
Dogs.
Oh my god. First of all, I get it. They decide that you have to show a vaccination or proof of a negative test before events, but it really starts this week. Last week was if you want to, and the way they worded it was you can go, come in and get cleared, and then avoid the bigger crowd next week when it's a real football game and people have to do it.
Yeah.
So part of I'll go this week and get that done. Just cross it so I don't have to worry about it next week. So I wait in this. Luckily, I got there early. I was in this line for over 45 minutes. I think there were a lot of people that missed probably the first quarter of the game. So they missed Terrell Bynum dropping a 4-yard pass on 3rd and 6 on their first 3 and out.
Yeah. So
it took me a while to get over that.
Yeah. Especially considering how the offense has been.
I'm like, here we go again.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously things changed, but so then I go through this long ass line, and I get up there and I show him my card, and he's like, "Yep, that's a card, pretty much." And he didn't look at my name, didn't check my ID.
Yeah.
It literally was what's the fucking movie, the I Am 12?
Benchwarmers.
Benchwarmers, where the 30-year-old guy says I am 12. That's what I felt like I did to get, to show that. And then he puts a wristband on me, and I'm like, but didn't write my name down or anything. I'm like, hey, so I thought there was an advantage to coming this week. He's like, oh yeah, well, you have the wristband, so as long as you keep it on. Am I going to wear a fucking wristband until after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, these are, by the way,
hell?
These are the type of wristbands where you clip it on and then there's no taking it off.
No.
You got to cut it off.
Yeah.
Or I think you said you slipped it off, but it was a total bitch to do.
I don't think I can get it back on.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why. I should have just cut it.
Yeah.
And stapled it to myself later or something. I don't know. Hey, I get it. It's hard. It's hard to come up with plans with such little time. But
you printed out the wristbands. The rest of it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And by the way, there are some massive ass wristbands too. Not wristbands you're comfortable with keeping around your they take up most of your wrist, based off the picture I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So they got through the game. They looked, the offense looked like it should look.
Yes.
We won't know anything about this team. We'll know on this Saturday.
Yeah,
and that'll pretty much define.
We struggle with Cal and we're way better than them.
Yeah.
So it's it'll be interesting. It's kind of like the Rams and the Seahawks a little.
Yeah.
Okay. Week 2 of the NFL started off on Thursday night with a crazy Giants fuck up. Dropped passes, terrible offsides. Washington with a game-winning field goal to I think that actually secured me a bet, so that was cool. But yeah.
Well, here's the thing: like the Dallas Cowboys coach learned, don't give Tom Brady the ball back.
Yeah.
And in this game, you don't give Taylor Heineke the ball back.
You just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do
He's
it.
gonna fucking
but
score.
Taylor Heineke tried to fuck it up for him too. He
Yeah,
had a terrible pick over the middle. Anyway.
MVP. Whatever.
Yes. Yeah. First Justin Fields sighting. He didn't get very many snaps. Andy Dalton's hurt this week, so we'll see him in
bust.
Okay.
I'm calling him a bust.
Okay.
I called him a bust before the draft.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah. I like him. All right. Brown.
I'm sure he's a nice young man. Doesn't mean he's going to be a great NFL quarterback.
Browns beat the Texans by 10, and the Texans actually hung in there for quite a while. Nick Chubb had one of the craziest runs of the year that I don't think many people were actually talking about, maybe because it was against the Texans. Rams, Colts. Carson Wentz threw a pick on a shovel pass, which is just kind of tough to do.
And there was nobody there.
There's no one around.
How do you...
It's tough. It's tough. It's a great feat. Also, he sprained both ankles. This is the most Carson Wentz shit. Like, I don't like laughing at injuries is lame, but when Carson Wentz sprains both ankles, it's hard not to.
The one that I saw looked bad to me. It sounds like he might actually be able to play this week, but it rolled pretty hard. I'm like, okay, there goes his season. But
yeah.
I don't know. He's gonna be back probably.
The Bills just dismantled the Dolphins 35-0. I heard. I didn't watch it. I'm glad I didn't. I heard it was a terrible game to watch. And fuck the Dolphins because I have Jason Sanders on my fantasy team. He's my kicker, and he didn't do anything to deserve not getting to kick anything. But he didn't get to. So
yeah. Wow, that's that. I thought the Dolphins would be. The Dolphins were good when they were supposed to be bad. Now they're supposed to be.
I know.
Decent, and they're terrible.
This might have been a Bills, not revenge game, but kind of Bills getting their shit together game because they kind of fucked up last week big time with the Steelers. Yeah. Patriots fucked up the Jets. Zach Wilson had 4 picks, and one of them was just absolutely incredible, just how awful it was.
Yeah, I think there was one point where he had completed more passes to the other team.
Yeah.
I think he had 3 picks and 2 completions.
He was he was 12 for 15 for 126 yards when he wasn't under pressure, though. Yeah. Or no, 12 for 17 when he wasn't under pressure for 136 yards. The problem was he had 4 picks. All 4 of his picks, he was not under pressure. So that's tough.
I mean, when the Jets drafted him, did they look and see who he put up stats against last year?
Coastal Carolina and shit.
That's the one good team they played.
Actually, that's the one.
They played teams that you're like, oh, that's nice. They have football.
Yeah,
that school has football. I had no idea.
Yeah,
good for them.
Yeah. Raiders looking decent. They beat the Steelers. It's really hard to tell how good the Raiders, the Steelers, the Bills, and the Dolphins are right now because they've just had such different results. I mean, I guess the Raiders they beat the Ravens and now that they beat the Steelers, so it's gonna fall apart at some point though, isn't it? I mean, it has to. Well, week 5, it's starting to fall. It's gonna start to fall apart.
I feel like the NFL. So I know I've told you this before. Like college football. Week 1, you almost have to wash it out of your head because it probably doesn't mean a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
NFL with so little preseason action from your starters, I think is becoming more like that. Yeah. Where you just don't know who's ready and who's not. Yeah. Week 2 is where you really start to see what's going on.
Yeah,
And
that makes sense.
But week 1, you almost have like I overreacted to week 1, even though I know I shouldn't. Like I'm like, oh wow.
Another overreaction to week 1 would have been taking the Saints over the Panthers, because Panthers 26, Saints 7 after the Saints smack up on the Packers.
I know Jameis is gonna be the MVP.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Broncos, spready Bridgewater does what he does and covers the spread.
Minus 10.5 this week though.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I'm
starting to catch on.
I don't know if I'm loving that. Yeah. Dave Portnoy bet $100,000 on the Cardinals -4. They won by 1. So sorry, Dave Portnoy. The Vikings also missed a game-winning field goal where the local broadcast on the radio, by the way, which made it a lot worse because you couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Thought they made it. It was tough.
He was actually, I heard Softy yesterday. Softy was on his show. He's a radio host. And basically what he said was, I always watch for the hands to go up. And he said, for some reason, I didn't do it that time. And he just, he's one of the best in the game. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah. I've heard a lot of broadcasters, and he's one of my favorites. He's very energetic. But when you are energetic in calling a game-winning field goal, it looks really bad. So, I'll give him one. I think he's great. But boy,
I'll take your word that he's a legend, and I'm not gonna.
Boy, was that a bad call. Plus, his name's Paul Allen. So.
Oh, okay, nice. Actually, I think you've told me about him. Okay. Buccaneers 48, Falcons 25. I don't think anyone's surprised about that.
No.
I saw a funny tweet from Barstool Big Cat from PMT about the Cowboys-Chargers game. It was 20-17 Cowboys. It was, in hell, they make you bet the over on the Cowboys-Chargers game and watch it on repeat. Apparently, this game was just ugly front to back. I'm glad I didn't watch it. A game that was not ugly front to back. Ravens beating the Chiefs by 1, thanks to the rookie Judon with the punch out and the recovery from Clyde Edwards-Helaire at the very end there. But really, I think the main play to remember from that game is Harbaugh walking out and asking Lamar if he wants to go for it on the 4th and 1 in their own territory with about a minute left, or punt it. Obviously, Lamar's gonna say he's gonna want to go for it. I saw some funny tweets theorizing what Lamar's would have response been like. Oh, we got a Pro Bowl punter back there, coach. Like, let's just let him send some bombs. No, he was obviously gonna take it, and he got it, and they ran out the clock. So, shout out to the cojones on those two.
Harbaugh knew he was gonna go, but he's a really great coach, so he's like, let me put it in the players' hands, and it'll fire the players up and make them want to get that first down even more. Yeah, it was a great move. But he knew what the answer was going to be.
Oh yeah. Packers-Lions. Packers really hung in there for, what was it, the first half, and then the Packers kind of just did what they were supposed to at the end. Aaron Jones had, not really what they were supposed to, seeing as Aaron Jones had 3 reception touchdowns and a bunch of receiving yards.
That's the example of don't overreact to week 1, because I'm like, Lions plus whatever it was, 11.
11, I think.
I'm like, the way the Packers played, they might be able to keep it close.
Yeah.
And no, the Lions are the Lions.
Lions is the Lions. All right. I guess we should talk about it. Fucking Seahawks and Titans. So, really great first half. So, a 63-yard and a 70-something yard or 68-yard or whatever for Freddie Swain and Tyler Lockett. Second half, though, Derrick Henry just absolutely went to town. Yeah. Is this a bad time to say he's on my fantasy football team? No. He.
Too soon to say that.
I lost by 2 points. Still.
Oh shit.
Still. So.
If only he'd had one more touchdown.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, 35 carries for 182 and 3 touchdowns, but about 90% of that came in the second half for Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Just a complete and total breakdown from the Seahawks on both sides of the ball. Yeah, we went into the.
More?
Who do I blame more, offense
or defense?
Ultimately, the defense. Ultimately. I think the offense, yeah, you got to score more points in the second half, but I just feel like you score 30 points, you kind of did your job, and giving up 33 when you have a defensive head coach, I don't know.
30 points should be enough to win.
Yeah.
To win a game.
Yes. Yeah. And the way they played in the first half, it just. Maybe then you do blame it on the offense for not being able to run more clock or whatever. But no, I think, I don't know who, I think it might have been Trey Flowers that took that angle on, or maybe, I don't know who it was.
It was, okay. You're talking about the big run by Henry.
Yeah.
So basically, this started with Jamal Adams, who had a horrible, useless game. Like, highest paid safety in history of the NFL. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway. He bit middle, kind of got out of where his gap was supposed to be. Trey Flowers is then probably about where he's supposed to be, but didn't really note that Adams was out of place.
Yeah.
And then you have Quandre Diggs taking...
That was Quandre taking a terrible angle.
I think, when you see a man that big,
yeah,
you think you have the angle. You don't... People can tell you that he's fast, but I think Diggs is like, oh yeah, that's fast.
Yeah,
he took a bad angle, and that's what happened. Like that just doesn't happen a lot in the NFL. A play like that, like usually that's what safeties are for, and they both fucked up on that play.
Yeah. Julio Jones absolutely killed us and got a touchdown taken away that I still think probably should have been a touchdown.
It wasn't a touchdown.
His
foot came down on the line.
I don't even know if it did, though.
It did. Like, you could see the chalk come up. Like, it was pretty obvious. I'm surprised. Maybe it's a kind of a dumb rule. Like, he got his toe down.
Well, yeah, first of all, it should have been a touchdown.
And two, I told you we weren't watching it together, but I texted you stands.
Yeah.
It's gonna stand because it's close.
Yeah.
And they don't overturn anything unless it's so obvious, and even then sometimes they don't overturn it.
Yeah.
So I was surprised they overturned it, but there's zero doubt in my mind that his heel touched the chalk and he was out of bounds.
I don't know. I think you can see some green.
No.
I think you can see some green.
Wow. I don't know where you're getting this from.
Hold on. Julio Jones. Julio Jones.
So a little stat for you if you didn't see this. So this is from Brady Henderson from ESPN Stats Info. This was only the second time the Seahawks have lost at this stadium, opened in 2002.
Yeah.
When leading by at least 14 points in the fourth quarter. They were 58-1, 65-1, including the playoffs before today. Lone loss was 2004 versus the Rams. So that was even before Pete Carroll got there. That was, that was Holmgren the year before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they don't lose those leads, and they lost that lead. And there's a lot of...
Can't win a game in the first, second, or third.
Oh, God. Obviously, yeah, he's right. I mean, you can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Now. I mean, they didn't win it in the fourth quarter. I blame. There's a lot of blame to go around. I didn't see the much creativity from the offense like we saw the week before.
So if we're blaming the offense, I'm asking Shane Waldron what happened. I'm not even really blaming him. I'm like, why? What happened to week one? What happened to that beautiful ass scheme? Maybe it's just a different look on defense, and I don't know. Maybe.
And Gerald Everett, I think he had one catch for 2 yards or something.
That's your guy.
2 targets.
You even texted me. You're like, he's a total no-show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, If he's getting 2 targets, that tells me that, they weren't trying to get him the ball.
Yeah.
There were, well, one other thing. So as far as the offense's responsibility, can you tell me, do you remember Lamar Jackson throwing a pick 6 in the Chiefs game?
Mm-hmm.
Barely, though, because they won the game, right?
Yeah.
And it was early in the
Yeah.
game.
I only remember because you just said it.
Has anyone talked about him throwing a bad pick 6
No.
early in the game? No, because they won the football game, and he did his little somersault into the end zone.
By the way, he's not practicing today.
God.
He says his hurt hips because of the flip into the end zone.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I bet he'll play.
No,
I'm sure
he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, that looks really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Russell Wilson, if you look at his stat line, which I had that, I think I lost it. No, you stupid computer. He had statistically a good game. Like, you would look at that game.
22 for 31, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so you look at that, a rating of 128 something. You look at that and you're like, wow, he had a good game. But quarterbacks and offenses, to me, and hell, defenses too, for that matter, it's defined on what do you do on third down.
Yeah.
Because if you miss a throw on third down, that feels like 5 incomplete passes.
Yes.
Because
UW had like almost the same amount of first downs as Michigan at the end of that game. But it's about when you get them.
Yeah, totally.
And getting them in a row.
Yeah.
Like sure, we had 13 first downs to their 15 at the end of the game, but they had 31 fucking points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because you can get 2 first downs and not get another one,
Yes.
and then you're punting.
Yes.
And then the red zone is big, obviously. And then what you do late in the game. They had 4 drives at the end of the game, fourth quarter and overtime, and came up empty.
Yeah.
I think they were all 3 and outs, or maybe one of them was a 4 and out or something. But, that's why it feels like he had a bad game. And I know he had a close friend pass away few days before the game, and maybe that was in his head, but he made some bad throws and bad reads in the game, despite, he hits Freddie Swain, but like
Freddie Swain was naked. That was busted coverage.
Hell, you could hit that pass right now.
If I could throw it that far, I could hit it.
Yeah.
That was the classic 2 DBs thought that each other had totally naked.
Yeah.
So,
what did you think of the corner, Reed? What did you think of his penalty?
I kind of want to get into that a little later.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So
surprising.
Get into week 3. Seahawks at Vikings.
One more thing before we go into week 3.
Yeah.
DK.
Yeah.
Mental mess. Fix it, dude.
Yeah.
He played like he's 6 foot 180 in the game, and it was a mental. I can't say the M or the mental little person.
Yeah, mental little person.
No.
Mental. No, bitch is actually mental. Can't say pussy.
Played like
mental,
a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Mental poopy head.
He was I wanted to say the B word too.
You
You
can say bitch. I'm just kidding.
He got just
played like a bitch.
manhandled by a smaller corner.
He played
who
like
I've
a
never
bitch.
heard of.
Played like a total bitch. Yeah.
Dude, you're a god. Like what are you doing getting pushed around by a little corner? Stop.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
It is.
Fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, week 3. Seahawks at Vikings. The Seahawks have a tradition of just beating the Vikings every year, like twice a year most of the time, once in the playoffs. So I'm just not scared of them at all.
You really hate the Vikings.
I do.
Like I don't think they're very good, but they're what's their record? I mean, they're usually
they're 0-2 right now,
Yeah.
but they dicked a game against the Cardinals.
they're usually in around 500. Like they're not, and it's at their place. They're not a terrible football team.
Yeah.
Their defense is pretty rough. The offense has got to be clicking. Waldron better go back to his week 1 type stuff.
Yes.
Figure that out. I'm curious to see where the Vikings are. the coach was mad at the players for vaccination stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've had issues with him for a while. Do they? Are they pissed off 0-2, or are they a fuck this year 0-2?
Fuck this year 0-2 in my
I'm
opinion.
afraid they're going to be a pissed off 0-2. I would be real nervous about putting any coin on that one.
Yeah.
I did, but
I did too.
because I'm stupid.
Yeah, stupid.
But yeah, it's not an easy game away.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. But yeah, you're right. They have had the Vikings number, including
Yes.
some missed kicks.
Yeah.
Maybe we can pick up their shitty kicker. If our
Yeah.
kicker, he missed an extra point, by the way. People aren't talking about that extra point. Then we would have had an 8-point lead.
Yeah.
Then Tennessee would have just handed it to Derrick Henry and tied it up. And anyway, moving on.
All right.
Still pissed.
Yeah. Panthers Texans. Pretty uninteresting. Texans have their backup in Davis Mills.
Oh, from Stanford.
From Stanford, yeah. Davis is just such a shitty first name.
Yeah.
Washington at Bills. I am interested in this game mostly because I have the Bills defense in both of my fantasy leagues, and I'm facing off against Washington's defense in both of my fantasy leagues. Other than that, I don't give a shit about this game. But
It's not going to be easy for the Bills.
-7.5 is quite a large spread there. Cleveland -7 against the Bears. Who knows with Justin Fields? I think he's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to be good in this game though. I'm guessing you think the Browns are going to feast on him.
It's just a struggle because I don't like the Browns either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I could see them. The Browns play with emotion. I could see them being a little flat and winning. So I wouldn't touch that game.
Yeah.
I could see the Browns being flat, or I could see them just mopping the floor with the Bears. I don't know what's going to happen in that one.
Yeah. Okay. Ravens Lions. Baltimore -8. I mean, I like Baltimore, but I don't know. It's just
It's a big number.
It's a big number. A lot of points for an NFL team
On the road, right?
Yeah. Colts on the road are +5 against the Titans. I don't know about either. Both of these teams are just confuse the shit out of me, so I don't know.
And the Colts, they may or may not have Wentz.
Yeah.
It sounds like if they don't have him, is it Hundley?
Oh yeah, Brett Hundley. Yeah.
It sounds like he would probably start with Eason maybe playing some. So
Interesting.
that sounds like a train wreck.
Yeah, definitely train wreck. Chargers Chiefs. Kansas City -6.5. I think they'll probably do it, but I'm not betting that.
No.
I'm not betting that. New England -3 against the Saints. Another game I just don't want to touch because I just don't know about these teams. This is a Jedi and a Sith master just using the Force against each other because they just have like very average players.
How's Mac Jones going to do? Which Jameis shows up?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Not touching that.
Not touching it. Another game I don't want to touch. Falcons at Giants. Giants are getting 3. I mean, I if I was a gun to my head, I'm taking the Giants, but I can't trust that at all. Steelers only getting 3 points at home against the Bengals. Again, the Steelers I don't know about the Steelers at all right now, but I think I'm pretty confident in the Steelers there. What do you think?
That's another. there's a lot of games I don't like this week.
Yeah,
and that's
I know.
one of them.
Yeah.
How's the quarterback gonna do?
Mm-hmm. I don't trust. Also TJ Watt's out, so I was gonna say I don't trust the Bengals offense. They've been running like empty backfield a lot, and Joe Burrow's just been getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah, that guy's they're gonna ruin that poor kid.
Yeah, I know. Another guy that's gonna get ruined probably Trevor Lawrence. Cardinals at Jags, -7.5. A lot of points, but I just think the Cardinals are gonna smash them. Another game? Yeah.
That's a big game.
Yeah. Jets Broncos. -10.5 for the Broncos.
Such a huge NFL spread.
For a team that's they're 2-0 and they have a good defense. They have Spready Bridgewater, but I I can't bet. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do 10.5 for the
It's
Broncos.
just, there are just too many, NFL teams. A big lead is, 17 points, and it's too easy to, get a garbage touchdown.
Yes.
Everybody plays prevent.
Zach
Teams
Wilson's
always
gonna
score at the end.
Zach Wilson's gonna be like firing at the end still, and he's
Yeah.
just gonna have some like 95-yard touchdown. Like,
or it could be 35-0.
Exactly.
I don't know, but I don't want any part of it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Vegas -4, Raiders -4 against the Dolphins. I think I like that.
I think I do. Are the Dolphins really that bad, though, is the only question.
I don't know. Are the Raiders that good, and are the
Yeah.
Dolphins that bad? I mean, the Dolphins got just dicked on last week.
I'm
the
not taking the
Raiders-
Dolphins for sure.
I mean,
that much I know.
The Raiders pretty convincingly beat the Steelers, and they beat the Ravens. So it's like,
Yeah.
4 points. I would like it to be 3. Obviously, I would like the chance to push with a field goal, but
Yeah.
I think four's good for that game. Tampa Bay -1.5. That started even, which is pretty interesting to me that it's moved a full 1.5 points.
Yeah, people are gonna bet them heavy this year. I
don't know.
I'm not a big road favorite guy.
Yeah, true. It's a road favorite, and also this seems like a game that the Rams will care more about than the Bucks at this point in the season.
Right.
Which is might be a dumb take, but also the Bucks got shit on by the Saints last year, like that one game in like week 4 or whatever it was. I think this might be a similar thing. I think I would take the Rams on this one personally.
I would, but again, I'm not. You're not gonna see me bet against Brady either.
Yeah.
So another one I wouldn't touch.
Yeah,
to be honest,
yeah.
I would probably take the Rams if I had to, but I would not do it.
Niners Packers. Niners are -3 at home. I don't fucking know. Like, how good are the Packers? I mean, they beat the Lions by 18, but who cares about that, really?
I like that 3.5.
It's just -3 right now.
Oh, okay.
You
It was
get it?
3.5
Yeah.
when I took it.
Yeah.
I would still bet the 3, because you got the chance
Packers?
for the push. Yeah. I don't think the Niners are all that good. And I just think even if they win, they're not going to win by more than 3 points, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with that. I still I don't like it though. Eagles Cowboys. We got the Cowboys -4 at home. Monday night. I just that division is such a shit show, especially when they play each other. It's another one I don't like. If I had to, I'd probably take the Cowboys.
Hurts has had one really strong game and then not a great game. Although he did run the ball well last week, but another one. No,
thank you. Thank you. All right, well let's get into our favorite picks. So we are replacing lock of the week for the NFL season. We're doing an over, an under, a favorite, and an underdog. So we're kind of doing 4 locks of the week instead. Just more fun for all of us. Okay. Do you want to start with just start with anything? Start with whatever you want to start with.
Okay. Trying to read my own writing. What are we starting here for? Okay, so should we start with favorite?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So, I have backups for everything too, so I don't know if we just end up on the same one sometimes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So maybe we'll do a snake.
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
So favorite. So I do like the Cardinals even with the 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
If I were a betting person, I would probably buy a 0.5 point.
Yeah.
But I just can't see that game being close at all. So
yeah,
yours?
that was my pick, but it's fine. There's another pick I like. Give me the Raiders -4.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're gonna get that done. Win. Yeah. I don't think the Dolphins are good, and I don't think the Raiders are gonna fall apart quite yet. I mean, I'm riding. I'm like, riding the jet ski. I gotta jump off at the last second. Okay, so we're snake drafting to our underdog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my dog is gonna be the Texans at 8.5.
Ooh.
8.5 against the Panthers. Tyrod Taylor is the most unlucky quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah.
And Davis Mills is probably going to come in and have a historic game. So I'm just going to take the Texans. 8.5 is too many points for the Panthers. I don't like it. So
there are a lot of underdogs that I like this week. I like South Florida getting 23.5 against BYU.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Washington football team getting 8.5 at Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But my official pick is I like Green Bay plus 3.5 at San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers kind of going home to the Bay Area. I don't think San Francisco's that good of a football team.
Okay.
They might win the game, but it's not. I just don't see it being by more than. Did you say that moved to 3? So I'll for the purposes of our cast, I'll say 3.
Yes.
But I don't see them winning the game, and especially by 3 points, by more than 3 points.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I like that one.
All right. Now we're snaking to either over or under, just whatever you want to do.
The over, boy. This is an interesting one. There's a couple that I like, but I'm gonna say Saints Pats.
Okay.
42.
Yeah.
It's just a low number.
Such a low number. And the Saints could just put up 42,
It's a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
I got it at 41.5, which I liked a little bit better than 42.
Yeah.
But I just, in today's NFL, I mean, is it going to be 27-14? Maybe. But I think it's going to be more than that.
Yeah, I like that pick. My over is going to be a much higher number than yours. Chiefs Chargers at 54.5. I like that. I just think it's going to be a shootout. 54.5. I just love taking the over on the Chiefs. And the Chargers have a good offense too. So give me the over. 54.5, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
It is. All right, snake into the under. Give me where'd it go? Give me under 52 Cardinals and Jags. I do not believe the Jags offense at all.
That's a good one.
And I think Chris Jones is just gonna drop his ball sack on Trevor Lawrence's face multiple times. So
that's a good one. I kind of missed that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I looked at the NFL ones and I just didn't see an under that I liked all that much. So I'm going to college. So USC OSU under 62.
OSU Oregon State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under 60?
62.
Ooh, yeah. I like
it's just a big number. I just don't see OSU scoring very many points.
Yeah.
Against in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a 35 to 13 kind of game or something like that. So
that makes sense. Okay, player of the week. Do you want to start or do you want me to go?
You go ahead because I don't remember who I picked.
So you talked shit about him earlier. I think he's gonna bounce back. Give me DK Metcalf against that shitty Viking secondary with a bunch of big names that are just not good anymore. I think DK is going to have a big bounce back game. I think it's his time. I think he's pissed off and he's going to play like it. Hopefully Tyler Lockett and Russ are in his ear a little, telling him to play big, play like a man, don't play like a little bitch. So I love DK, and this is half me just really putting it out into the world that I want him to have a big week. But no, I think he will. I really think he will have a big week. So yeah.
I'll go, and I'm trying to figure out what happened with Carlos Dunlap because he didn't play a ton of snaps. I'm going to assume that he's back to full strength this week and he's going to have an impact on this game.
Okay.
Which he didn't really last week.
No, he didn't.
I'll go with Dunlap. I really thought about going with the running back.
Carson.
He had 4 carries in the second half last week. I think
That's
that was
crazy.
part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I know we don't like running the ball in this century, but
if it's working and you have a lead, then do it.
yeah. But man, it still matters. You know, it
Definitely.
still means something.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it did this last week, but
Yeah.
no. But I just don't trust that he's gonna get the carries. So I'll go with Dunlap to get get a sack and make maybe another hit or two.
I like it. All right. Well, in that case, do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
It's time for the song that they can hear. The Clown of the Week. The Howard Schultz Clown of the Week.
Clown of the Week. I miss it.
I'm gonna start it off. My Clown of the Week is the officials.
Here we go.
Okay, so I originally agreed with the take that I thought DJ Reed was just stupid.
He is.
I did not see what he did. I think it's dumb what he did. If you get beaten, it's overthrown. I don't think you should be in a guy's face. I think that's just stupid. However, don't throw a flag there. That's dumb.
That's an emphasis.
That's even
though.
dumber. It's even dumber than doing it. And also, if you saw, I don't know if you saw some of the other flags around the league. Some of them were absolutely ridiculous. And maybe the officials isn't my right Clown of the Week. I think maybe my Clown of the Week is Roger Goodell in the league for putting an emphasis on this. To have this affect a game in a big spot is just absolutely fucking ridiculous to me.
Don't do it.
Okay, so Deshaun Jackson falling back into the end zone, that's not iconic? Like,
That's not in your face shit though.
he looked right at the Cowboys players and did it.
Are you talking about
Deshaun Jackson.
Did this just happen?
No, I'm talking about when he returned a punt
Yeah.
for a touchdown.
If he did it this season, I'd say he's an idiot. He did it when it wasn't an issue.
So, okay. So,
Why do we need to rub people's faces and stuff?
why are you being such a bitch?
Why? Like what?
Why are you being such a bitch?
Be happy. You don't need to. The guy knows he. Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
DJ fucking Reed.
Yeah.
Who's the actual Clown of the Week.
Yeah.
You got beat.
He did get
The
beat.
receiver, it was overthrown. You got beat,
I
and
will
you're gonna
say-
get in some guy's face and
He
run
didn't
your
even,
fucking
he
mouth.
Didn't,
Are
he
you
didn't
kidding
even really
me?
do that much. Like I will say, I think it's dumb that he did that at all, even in any era, because you got beat, and I think that's dumb. But to to make that big of an impact on a game because of that is ridiculous.
Don't do it.
Then
it doesn't have an impact.
Then
'Cause
then don't.
Everybody told you they were going to call it.
How about this? Then, if you do it twice, just get tossed out. Why does there have to be automatic first downs and yardage involved? Why does it have to affect actual gameplay? Like, oh, a guy got his feelings hurt, so they get extra yards. Like, fuck that. Like,
Why do we have to do that though? So here's the difference, okay?
you get hyped, you bitch a guy, you let him know you bitched him.
He knows. Why do you got to tell him? He already knows.
He'll let you know when.
Plus, you didn't bitch him because you got beat.
Okay, no, he was dumb for doing it in this instance. I've said that 4 times now, but if you bitch someone, you let them know, and then if they bitch you, they'll let you know.
Here's the difference, okay? So, and we don't even have to attach names to it, but like a guy gets up and stands over a guy, that's gonna get a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about Al Woods, the big defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got a sack.
Yeah.
He turns away from the play and flexes and is dancing, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Think about who's the old defensive lineman for the Sox that used to do the belly roll thing.
Yes.
Like, that stuff is so much more entertaining and so much more fun to watch than some guy woofing in somebody's face.
I disagree.
Why do we need to see that?
Completely disagree.
Why?
It's
do we need
awesome.
to see that?
It's awesome.
No.
It's fun. It's
No,
so fun.
Be happy that
I can
you
tell
did
you.
something
I
instead of
can
what do
tell
you
you
got to prove?
my top 3, definitely my top 2 favorite baseball games I ever played were the 2 games I had the most beef with the other team, hands down. But
that's different than standing over a guy. Like those guys are talking shit the whole game. They're not getting flagged for that. Talk shit the whole game. That's fine.
So okay, I'm confused because like, do you just have an issue because you get flagged, or do you have an issue because you don't like to see it?
I I'm kind of neutral on the rule. Like I don't want to see a league. Okay. Hey, once a game, if somebody does that, great. That's fun.
Yeah.
But we're getting to the point where it's when you get beat. This is I'm not just DJ Reed. I've seen this. How many times have you seen a DB get beat?
Yes.
The receiver drops it, and then the DB
agree
does
with
the
that.
incomplete
agree.
sign. Like
I
what?
agree with
You
that.
had nothing to do.
I
You
agree
got
with that.
beat.
However,
So I don't want to see a guy stand. I don't want to see this shit all throughout the game. You take away from the one time when Jake Browning points at the Oregon player running into the end zone.
yes.
That was great because it didn't happen 50 times in the last 3
Yes,
games.
yes.
It happened once in 10
I
years.
agree. And
it's iconic.
I'll give you another example though, because you love the point and I love the point too. This is a different sport, so it's a little different. You did not like when a second-year Jaylen Brown dunked on Giannis and flexed on him.
I mean,
that
people
doesn't
do that over and over again.
People do not do that. Jaylen Brown does not dunk on Giannis over and over again.
He's never been dunked on.
What about? I guess I don't know if you said you didn't like this or not, but Jason Tatum, rookie Jason Tatum in the playoffs, yams on LeBron in a big moment, and he kind of chest bumps him. LeBron looks at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, and then of course LeBron goes on and beats the Celtics, but still,
yeah,
big
good
moment,
job, dude.
big moment, big moment.
Yeah.
So like that's so it's like when I completely agree. DB gets beat, incomplete pass. Don't just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's
just,
the problem.
Just be thankful,
Because guys don't know when they should
literally
do that.
just do want to point up at God. Be
the
thankful.
players have lost the right to do that because they don't know when it's a big moment apparently because they're fucking idiots and they just do this all the time. Like do it when it's a big moment, okay? Like
Yes.
fine, the things that you said, I probably wouldn't have a problem with those. Unfortunately, every time somebody dunks, they have to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's the second quarter.
Yeah.
And you dunked on a guy from Latvia that can't fucking move. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He was having to guard 3 people. And he dunked. Like, really?
Was your clown of the week DJ Reed, by the way?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we can move on from this.
I figured we would talk about it before.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. It's like we talked about this. The track athlete that got busted for weed.
Sha'Carri, yeah.
Yeah. Stupid rule. That's the rule. You knew it was the rule.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do it. So don't do it.
With that, I agree with that. The players should be able to have more restraint in those moments.
Yeah.
I think it's a dumb rule.
When the league comes out and tells you this is the one thing we're gonna watch, that's the one thing you don't do.
And that's we're gonna watch in the NBA. If you make any contact with the shooter, it's gonna be a foul. Then you see guys throwing their legs out on 3-pointers and shit. Players are gonna. What you're supposed to do is try to not only play by the rules to not get penalized, but also use them to your advantage. So, being the guy that stands over a guy when you got lucky on an incomplete pass, that's not good. Being DK, though, you know what DK Metcalf, you know what is a very underrated aspect of his game? Starting beef and getting the other person flagged. He is so good at that. He's so great at it. And that, genuinely, he's saved some drives last year because of that.
He did get a couple of those.
Yeah.
He also, he had a couple of holding calls. He had a horrible game. But if DJ Reed turns a little bit to the side and does exactly what he did, but not right in the guy's face, probably not a flag.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And for me, if that's all they're asking you to do is not get in someone's face, if they're asking you to turn a little sideways, I just don't see what the big deal is. You can still do the same shit. You can still celebrate.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And maybe it's because I did grow up, especially in college football, where you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
There were years in the NFL you couldn't even spike the football.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I totally disagree with all that stuff. I just don't dude, just be happy. Feel awesome when you did something. Why do you got to put the other guy down? I just don't see what the point of that is.
Yeah.
I guess I just never played like that. I just when I did something good, I just he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what I did to him. It's almost like yeah, this is how it is, dude. Like, yeah, I just turn and run away. Like, yeah, that's how we do it. Like, yeah, that ain't nothing special. I beat your ass every time. Do that. Don't allow a completion.
Yeah.
See how the guy feels after the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, it pisses me off.
Who's your clown of the week?
I don't even fucking remember anymore. Oh yeah, I got it. DJ Reed. No. True clown of the week. I'm going with, this is a little out there, I'm going with Rolovich's mom.
Whoa, okay, interesting.
She has since deleted her Twitter account, I believe. But you want to know why Rolovich isn't getting the shot? Yeah. She basically, has said stuff that it can change your DNA and all that kind of stuff.
Great.
And I'm like, man, it's not even her views. So those of you, if you're a fucking weirdo anti-vaxxer, fine. It's not even that. It's if you are the mother of a D1 coach.
Yeah.
You gotta step back a little bit. He's gonna hear it. He's already hearing enough.
If you're the direct family member of any type of public celebrity of any kind, just stay off. Yeah.
You just gotta stay off there.
Away.
And then she's like commented on some just crazy Twitter stuff. Like
awesome.
So we know why he's not getting the shot now.
Yeah.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yes.
Yes. But the Rolovich situation, they've blown leads in basically 60% of the games that he's coached so far, including 2 of them this year.
Awesome.
What a train wreck.
45-0 in the second half of that USC game. Yeah.
We thought the Seahawks thing was rough.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine just getting totally
14.
boat raced?
Just awful.
It's rough. So
awful.
And he looks like a little kid being interviewed. Like he can't look at the person asking. Like he is such a disaster. I just wonder how long.
Every day he's still there is just another day that's a setback for that program, in my opinion. They're not going to ever do anything with him.
And when Wazoo people who are the most yay Cougs, when they're pissed off,
there's something wrong.
You know it's fucked
There's
because
something
they
wrong.
support horse shit every day, probably because they step in it all. Sorry, Cougs.
You got anything else for?
No, I just am really, my Huskies and my Seahawks.
Yeah,
we're gonna learn a ton.
Yes.
If the
Big
Seahawks can't move the ball, can't stop the other team, we're gonna be concerned.
Yeah.
If the Huskies look like shit again, then we're gonna be thankful they played Arkansas State and could win a game.
And then we're just hoping for the Apple Cup, and that's it.
If
If we look like shit next week, I'm like, hopefully, let's win the Apple Cup and get to a bowl game.
Yeah,
that's it for me. That's what I'm hoping for.
The bowl game seems like I'm worried about that. Really?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
This will tell us. I think this game will say a lot.
Yeah. All right, well, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Twitter, Mason Charles Coe, Aaron Coe 29, Goosehead Insurance, High Points, book on Amazon and Lulu.com.
Oh, go Mariners!
Go Mariners!
We're still just barely alive.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this probably for the last time all year. But yeah.
All right, go Mariners. Fuck Howard Schultz.
Yes.
And, peace.
See ya.